back, everyone, to Super Sister Signs, a best friends podcast where we talk life, love, and a little bit of astrology. I am your no-nonsense Capricorn co-host, Juanita.
And I am your cozy, compassionate Cancer co-host, Brooke.
Aw.
Aww.
How are you, Brooke?
I'm good. I got a nice, long night of sleep last night. I've been so sleepy this week.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was on my period.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. So it was probably that.
Just sucks the energy right out of you.
Yeah, it's sucking blood and it's sucking your life force.
Yeah, parasite.
Drop by drop.
Damn.
How are you doing?
I'm so good. I'm feeling like such a great mood. Had a great workout. And I got the go ahead to make a post advertising my episode of $100,000 Pyramid that's going to air this Sunday, for which I'm having a watch party.
That's this Sunday.
It's this Sunday.
I mean, it's in my calendar, but
good. I was like,
I can't believe it's so soon.
I know.
I'm so excited.
Oh, also, okay, so my uncle texted the group chat last night. I was on Fallon last night.
What?
They had
what? And you just
the
didn't
Tonight
know?
Show. No, okay, so
What?
Michael Strahan, who was the host of Pyramid, was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and it's like, I guess ABC, so they're just like cross promoting.
Yeah.
And so Michael Strahan's talking about Pyramid, and then they play a clip of me in Pyramid, and it's my full like intro. It's my full like thing of Michael being like, who's watching at home, and like I have this big like bit with him where he like, then it ends with him giving me a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
My mouth is agape right now for the listeners.
I was
home.
on Fallon.
I'm like getting sweaty. I'm like so excited. I'm like mad that we can't just stop and watch the clip. We'll be watching it offline.
I will be showing you immediately
as
offline.
soon as we're done. That is
Isn't that so cool?
That's so cool.
So I like posted today
God.
like these like professional production photos that they took of us on set, and yeah, just kind of like telling everyone, and everyone's like gooped and gagged.
Yeah, they should be.
I just
this is
like
so fun.
it really is like my final form as game girl.
Yeah.
Just like for anyone who doesn't know, I am just like obsessed with games. I love games and grew up playing games. So like I really did have like over 2 decades worth of training.
Yeah,
for Pyramid.
You were born for this game.
I like really was, and just kind of like everything about my life circumstances has led me to that point. Now it's time for Capricorn and Cancer moment of the week. So funny enough, this is like such a big like cool thing, like accomplishment, and I have been like so hard on myself the last like 2 weeks. I have been like just so like Cancer Capricorns are just like famously just like hard workers, and just like we don't always like give ourselves a break kind of with anything.
Never.
Like if I'm going to workout class, I'm going to like push as hard as possible. Like I don't half-ass at my job. I don't half-ass anything.
You have a whole ass 100% of the time.
A whole ass 100%
and
of
you're
the time.
using all of it always.
And the problem is that I just moved to Los Angeles exactly 6 months ago.
Today?
No, on the 3rd.
Wow.
Yesterday. So 6 months and a day ago. And
Congrats.
Thank you. So I've had 6 months to completely rebuild my life. But the problem is I'm a 34-year-old Capricorn who is like, why am I not more advanced in my life?
Yeah.
I have no markers of success.
And you actually do have so many markers of success.
Well, yeah, so it's like the Pyramid illuminates just like I got here and kind of immediately got on a game show. Like I did get representation right away. Like I'm auditioning.
You have several jobs.
I have several jobs.
We're 3 weeks into recording a podcast.
Exactly. Like I have another like creative pursuit with my roommate on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
And I am just like, I suck.
You suck.
I'm like, I suck and I'm ugly and and I'll never own a home.
Yeah.
And,
you'll never own a home.
So that's been feeling very Capricorn for me, is that like I have kind of actually a lot going for me, and I have accomplished so much in so little time in Los Angeles, and yet my little Capricorn brain is like, you worm. You're a worm.
You dirty worm. You nasty good for nothing worm.
Yeah, so that's my moment. What's your moment?
You're not a worm, first of all.
Thank you.
You're a beautiful, beautiful sea goat.
Oh, sea goat.
Yeah.
I was like, what was that?
What was that? My Cancer moment of the week was probably when my partner Joe and I went to see Paddington in Peru. The third in the Paddington trilogy.
And I have only seen the first one, which was great. And I know the second one, people say that it's the best movie in the world.
Yes, it is.
Low key.
I can say that for a fact. It is. And the third one was not as good, but it was like a really solid third piece to the trilogy. And it was a completely empty theater. It was just me and Joe. And I did
what day and what time?
I think it was a Tuesday night. No, it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday night? A Monday or Wednesday night.
Just like a casual weekday night.
Yeah. We were like, because Paddington is deeply important to me. Joe had not. I had shown him one. We had not gotten all the way through 2.
Whoa.
So I was like, we'll watch 2 again, and then we'll go see 3 in theaters. And we had to see it before it left theaters, which was happening any second. So we saw the last evening showing that the Chinese theater had on their schedule. We were the only ones in the theater. And I wept openly, as loudly and as freely as I needed to.
Oh my gosh. I want to ask you,
so beautiful.
Can you tell me kind of the vibe that made you weep without spoiling anything?
Yes, there is just Paddington just lovingly and thoughtfully explores the themes of like family and community so well. Yeah, you're already tearing up. I'm just thinking about it. It's just so then like chosen family and like being like seen, and oh my god, I'm remembering the plot of 3 now. And what really got me about 3 is that like it just like broadens that theme a little bit, kind of like origin story, like your tribe, like that's all I'll say.
Wow,
because I don't great. It's really good.
I really get got by like family and community stuff.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
Really get got by that.
It's so sweet. And they did just kind of recast Sally Hawkins for the third Paddington, and just think that we weren't going to notice or say anything. But she plays Paddington's like adoptive mom in the in the Brown family, and they just recast her with Emily Mortimer, and Emily Mortimer did great. And I googled it afterwards, and like Sally Hawkins was just like,
what did Sally Hawkins do?
It's just time for someone else to do the people on Reddit think that apparently Sally Hawkins has like lupus or an autoimmune disease. So the Reddit folks think that she probably like didn't want to travel to Peru, or like couldn't travel to Peru, and then sorry Sally. I don't know if that's true though. No, that's not been officially said.
Sally, we hope you're well.
Sally, we really hope you're well. And frankly, Emily Mortimer did great. I almost forgot that she was a recast.
Wow. Okay.
Almost.
Great job, Emily. And I know Emily. Both of you are listening.
They're our number 1 listeners.
That's beautiful. I love your little Cancer heart. You do kind of weep kind of at almost anything we watch.
Yeah, I'll cry.
I'm right along there with you a lot of the time.
Yeah, you and I are big criers at like content, which I appreciate.
Yeah, me too.
Deeply. I will cry if I am watching something that my friend, like it's a little bit easier with a live performance, but if I'm watching something that my friend is in and we're like in a movie theater or something, I am toast. I'm weeping. Even if it's not supposed to be sad or emotional.
Yeah, you have wept openly, like watching me perform on stage. You have also been brought to tears last week when I showed you a TikTok that I made of myself like singing an improvised song, and you were like tearing up.
Yeah, sounds right.
She's so proud of her friends, which is very
proud.
Cancer.
Yeah.
The loyalty.
The
fierceness. What's that Tom Scandival? What's that Tom Scandival quote?
Oh my God.
From Vanderpump Rules, when he was like, I'm a good fucking friend.
I don't remember exactly, but I'll put it in here and post.
I'm a badass friend of all my friends. I take care of them. I do whatever they need. I never stab them in the back. Ever.
Tom Sandoval is a Cancer.
This is a quick Vanderpump Rules plug.
Okay.
Because we don't really talk about.
Oh yeah, watch that show.
Watch that show. If you're not watching that show, please do. It's excellent. There are like 4 Cancers on the main cast. Ariana is a Cancer. Jax is a Cancer. Stassi is a Cancer, and Tom Sandoval is a Cancer. It's an incredible. I mean, it's an incredible show. But the first few seasons are like, if you want to see an unevolved Cancer do its job, then you will need to watch this show. Yeah.
And that is so interesting because I feel like I follow some accounts that like will post like the signs of like people in reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely unsubstantiated, and I would have to actually fact check this, but I feel like I see a lot of air and fire signs.
Yes.
Go on reality TV.
Yes.
There's kind of like an inordinate amount of Leos that like go on The Bachelor.
Oh yeah.
Which like makes sense to me. But it's so fascinating that like the best reality show of all time, Vanderpump Rules, is just like filled crawling with Cancer crabs.
Is Katie a Scorpio?
No, Katie's a Capricorn.
Oh my God, you're so right. We've
Katie's
talked about that. Ariana and Katie, another great, powerful friendship.
Capricorn and Cancer duo.
Sister signs,
Yes.
yeah.
And I always say this, like, if you are a model actor who has ever worked in the service industry, this is required reading for you.
Oh my God.
It's like, it's legend.
Yeah, it's just like, it is canon. It's not, it's like more than iconic. It's a cultural behemoth.
Yeah. You really got it. You gotta watch it.
Watch it. So thanks for listening to that sidebar. Should we get into why we're screaming and crying and throwing up?
Yeah.
Screaming, crying, throwing up. Screaming, crying, throwing up.
All right, Brooke. What's got you screaming, crying, and or throwing up?
I'm screaming this week
Okay.
because there is a silent shadow ban on caffeinated seltzers happening in the United States. I don't know if you're aware.
No, I don't think I've ever purchased a caffeinated seltzer.
Well,
Tell me more.
we're mad at Target right now. In this day and age, we're mad at them.
As of today,
They need to do better. Maybe by the time this is released, we won't be mad anymore. I'm praying for that because at my heart, I am a Target girly.
You're a Target stan, and this has got to be really tough for you.
It's tough. It's hard. And it's even harder because through some weaseling my way through the Target Circle app, I got this was like right before everything went to shit. Like right before Trump was elected, I got like a year's worth of free like Target 360, which is like basically their Instacart. So I just get free Target like day of deliveries and from like other stores as well.
Amazing.
For a year because I just like made a purchase or something and like selected a coupon. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I basically have this useless, incredible tool. But I've gotten off the point. I'm screaming about the shadow ban on caffeinated seltzers. So Target has their own in-house brand of seltzers, Good and Gather, and I liked to gather these good seltzers. They were so many good flavors, and they had this section that was like the caffeinated seltzers. So it's just a soda water with a gentle flavor and some caffeine.
Yeah, and you don't drink coffee.
No, I don't drink coffee anymore. So sometimes you just want a little pick-me-up in the middle of the day.
I get it.
You want it to be bubbly and you want it to be cold.
I came into your apartment and you said, "Do you want caffeine?" And I said, "Yes." And I foolishly opened the mini fridge, and you said, "You wish."
You wish, and I wish, because there's basically nothing in there right now. It's just regular, boring lime seltzers from Trader Joe's. They don't taste as good, by the way. Sorry, Trader Joe's.
And we know you're listening.
So anyway, I've really come to rely on these delicious caffeinated seltzers from Target, and I've never really looked for them anywhere else because also, frankly, Target's deal, it just was a good deal. Yeah. It was like the cheapest thing around.
And I've relied on them when I come here.
Yes. We have a community of people relying on these caffeinated seltzers in our home. So then Target removes their DEI department. And I say, well, this is bad. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of Target boycotting. So I'm sure I'll be able to find these caffeinated seltzers elsewhere. No, wrong.
No.
I am doing my searching online. I say, oh, there's Bubbly Bounce. That's an alternative. Bubbly, the brand, of course.
Yeah.
They have a caffeinated version called Bounce. But all I'm finding are like Reddit posts from people being like, why can't I find these on the shelves for like the last 8 months or something? Like, people are just not finding Bubbly Bounce in their grocery stores.
This is an untapped market.
I know. And they even have, so we have a Soda Stream, and they even sell like the little juice for the Soda Stream that is Bubbly Bounce, which means I could just make caffeinated seltzers at home whenever I want.
Yeah.
But it's again, nowhere to be found. Even on Amazon, where I'm also not trying to spend money.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
You can't even get it on...
I can't get it nowhere. So I will have to reckon with my values if I want a caffeinated seltzer from Target.
Whoa, is it worth it?
I don't think it is. But so far it's been a couple weeks. And I think I'm going to do some on-foot searching for Bubbly Bounce. Because, so far I've just done online searching. And maybe that's where the shadow ban is coming in. I just need to like really enter my community.
What's behind this?
Who's doing this?
Why is this a part of fascism?
It seems like caffeinated seltzers are something that, I don't know,
that people want.
It's like a tool of the oppressor. Like, it should be within reach.
Us up. Keep us up. Productive.
Yeah. So what's happening? If you know what's happening, if you know anything about the shadow ban on caffeinated seltzers happening in the United States, please email us at supersistersigns@gmail.com or DM Juanita at supersistersigns on Instagram.
Yeah, or just like give us a lead on where we can get another type of caffeinated seltzer.
Please. I don't even care what flavor it is. I would try any flavor. I just need some caffeine in it. And don't come talking to me about like a caffeinated juice. I don't want sugar. I don't want fruit juice. I just want bubbly water with a little bit of drug in it.
Is that so hard to ask?
Is it too much?
Is it too hard and too much? No, I don't think so.
I don't either. So that's why I'm screaming.
That's fair. I'd be screaming too.
Why are you screaming, crying, and or throwing up?
I'm screaming. Too many people are named Jonathan. Too many people are named Jonathan and or John. It's sick.
You're right.
It's too many people. Why is every man on Tinder named John? It's not right. It's not okay. I've lived with 2 separate Jonathans. I have multiple other Jonathan friends. John's, I get it, biblical name. Okay?
I get it.
But we're done. I'm calling for an end to naming babies John. Also, when was the last time you were like, oh, look at my baby John? No.
No, never.
Stop doing it. And you know what, Jonathans, I'm speaking to you directly. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You didn't pick your name. Your parents are boring. Your parents are boring and bad, and they gave you a bad name, and I'm sorry, but I can't keep calling people John.
No.
How many more Johns can I have in my name? And Mike's, you're next. But I can't be putting more Johns in my phone.
My name is Mike.
I can't be putting more Johns and Mikes in my phone, but this one's for the Jonathans.
Yeah.
It's really not okay. And I'm sorry, like, if I'm meeting you and your name is John or Jonathan, sorry, it's Punice now. It's
Punice?
I'm calling you something else.
That was the first word that came to your mind. Punice. Do you know anyone named Punice?
No. And that's good.
That's why.
We need more Punices. We need more Eggerts. I'm going to call you Motel.
Just motel in a funny accent.
Motel. Punice. Leoto. Like, literally anything but John.
These are beautiful names.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. John, boring. Leoto.
Yeah, if someone was like, my name is Leoto, I'd be like, that's gorgeous. Where is that from? And they'd be like, Juanita.
They put a ban on John. That's what we should be banning. Not DEI.
Caffeinated seltzers.
Not DEI at Target. Not caffeinated seltzers. Ban the name John.
Ban Jonathan.
I'm
the
sick.
Name.
I'm done. Punice. And that's why I'm screaming today.
Speaking of men in your phone.
Yeah.
You had a date last week that you told us
talked about. Yeah.
But you also have a date tonight.
Correct.
That I'm gagging to know more about because I don't know anything.
Yeah, Brooke doesn't know who this is with. She texted me and she's like, is it from
Is it from last week?
Or new.
Or new.
So
help. Tell us.
I will. Because it's time for Venus Vibes. Okay. So famously last week I had this really great date that like spent the night. We didn't sleep together, like we didn't have sex, but like spend the night. He was so gentlemanly, like, you know, in the morning offered me a towel for a shower, had a cup of tea ready for me when I got out. We drank our tea together. He called me a lift. He walked me downstairs. He put me in the car. He closed the door after giving me a kiss goodbye. Like it was all very like gentlemanly, and the date was so fun and we laughed so much and there was, you know, sexual chemistry. It was all great. And then I had texted him after I got home because he sent me home in the lift, and I was like, "Thank you so much. Had a great time. I got home." And he's like, "Yay, me too." And then there's like a quick back and forth about like what you know, each other was going to do that day. And that was like a week and a day ago, and I haven't heard from him. I haven't heard from him at all.
He was going out of town this weekend or this past weekend?
So he said he had a friend coming into town.
Oh, that's right.
So I was kind of like, okay, and he's in a grad program. Like he's a busy person. So I was like trying not to like worry about it. But like the weekend passed, I was like, okay, he's like doing the thing he said he was going to be doing. And then when it was yesterday, a full week after he sent me home chivalrously in a lift, I'm like, well, I feel like...
Who sent the last text?
I did, and he heart reacted it, which is like a natural like ending of the conversation, which like I don't mind. Like it was, we didn't need to be chatting right after he sent me home.
Do you feel like you're waiting for him to reach out and you won't do it? Or...
Well, I was waiting for him to reach out, and I was like, dang, I wish, you know, love to hear from him. I was talking to a coworker over the weekend about it, and they were like, well, maybe he's like hoping you'll reach out.
Maybe he's scared.
Maybe.
Men can get scared. Don't forget.
But when you know, and when we were at the bar, he said that he does like have anxiety and stuff, and I was like, okay, so like maybe like I feel like it went really well.
Yeah, give this man the benefit of the doubt. We'll see.
So
I haven't heard the whole story
yesterday
yet.
I texted it.
Okay,
so I didn't want to do it, but my coworker was like,
proud of you.
Well, what if you just like do it? And in my head I was like, went so well. Like what if?
Yeah.
Like what if he's like feeling nervous or like whatever. Which I didn't get the impression that he would be. He like seemed very like confident when he was with me, but regardless. So I texted him. I was like, hey, I hope you, yesterday morning around 11, I hope you had a good time with your friend this weekend. Would you like to go out again? Smiley face emoticon.
Easy.
You know?
Straightforward.
And then I put my phone on do not disturb and I went about my day.
Healthy.
And I was like, but I was still
Brave.
feeling like a little anxious about it.
Yeah, you put yourself out there and now it's just hanging.
Yeah, I'm like, and no text coming in. Like I go on a hike with my roommate yesterday at Griffith. It was really nice, the observatory. Like, so no text. It's like the whole night is happening. And then I was talking to my friend Will last night and telling them the story, and then I was just like talking about how like kind of the dread that I was so a week of no communication kind of like sends the message of disinterest. Like I was already kind of feeling like he was not into it, but it was just the what if text.
Yeah.
And the silence after the what if text was like filling me with dread and about like the anticipation of the rejection text.
Right.
Which like people don't usually send right away because they're feeling anxious about letting someone down.
Yeah.
Or like
hurting someone's feelings. Whatever.
But like if it's kind of like I was talking about with like my work crush, like who texted me like a week and a half later to reject me. Like that was acceptable because like I don't want him to feel uncomfortable coming into my job.
Right.
But I don't want this man that I went out with to text me like a week later to reject me because like if a day has gone by and I haven't heard from you after like I put myself out there,
then that's,
and after a full week of silence, and like I get the picture, I really do, and I don't need you to like say that. So I was telling Will about it, and they were like, block him. And I was like, you're right. So I blocked him. I don't ever have to deal with that text. So I blocked him on my phone.
Whoa.
And on Instagram, we had followed each other before we went out. I unfollowed him and had him unfollow me so that I wasn't like looking for him to, like his name in like my stories list or anything.
Wow.
Just like, you can't follow me. I'm not going to follow you. You're blocked in my phone. If for whatever reason you're in like a Thai prison and like you get out and you need to apologize to me and say, no, you're the love of my life, then I guess you can like DM request me later once you're released from your Thai prison. But I am not trying to read that text. I get it, you know?
Wow.
And I do feel like it would have come through and then kind of ruined my day later down the line.
Was it, how many hours did you give him?
12? Like 12 to 13.
Wow.
Yeah. It was the end of the day.
This is so Venus retrograding through Aries right now.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Oh, so say more.
in
I know
my
we
opinion.
talked about that, but like, can you like expand?
Well, okay. So Venus, she likes to be cozy and slow and romantic and not really, she just wants to take a nap on her fainting couch. And Aries is ruled by Mars, which is like the god of war, aggression, like let's go, let's get shit done, let's go now. And Aries is also like baby of the zodiac, impulsive, just wants to do things and think about it later. And so Venus retrograding, moving backwards through this sign, essentially causes us to like do a little bit of a review and like an audit of like what's working, what's not working in our love life and our relationships and just like the way we experience pleasure and the way we interact with those parts of our life. And it just feels so like, I'm done. I'm just taking the reins back and I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it.
Because I get it. I block, honestly, because like, what does this man mean to me? Nothing. Like, I don't know this man. Yeah, sure, we had a great date, but like, literally, like, kind of nothing else. Like, and another thing was like, even if he was interested, his communication doesn't work for me. Yeah. So like, in the event that he texted me today being like, oh yes, I would love to see you again, the week long silence and
that's
then
not gonna work.
And then the 24-hour responding to something that like you have to know would make someone anxious without a response. Yeah. Like, in the unlikely event that he was interested, that doesn't work for me. So that's what I was telling myself. I was like, he's not interested. Detaching, removing myself, moving on. And I had already been moving on with like, you know, setting up dates with like other people on like my apps, like as the week was going and I wasn't hearing anything back. So I was like trying to move on, but like, I was just like, I'm removing myself from the situation. You can't talk to me.
Yeah, you don't get the privilege.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it was so freeing. The second I blocked him, I was just like, because it really was at that point the dread of feeling the rejection.
And you just felt like you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And so why take it? You don't need to hear like why he's not interested in you or like whatever reason he chooses to share.
Whatever novel that man is going to write. Because if a man, here's a lesson. If a man writes you a novel, he don't want you.
It's true.
He don't want you.
He don't want you if he's writing.
If he's writing that book. If he's writing that book, and let's say that he's like kind of dancing around it and he don't want you.
He's just not that into you.
No, he's not.
We should rewatch that movie.
Never seen.
Really?
Yeah, I think
we have it on DVD. Joe and I are actually both fans, but I haven't seen it in years.
I think I tried to watch it once and I was like kind of bored.
Let's try it again.
Okay.
It's kind of long, I think. But
yeah, so he just was not that into me.
Damn.
And that sucks, but I have another date tonight.
Yeah. Can you set the scene for me?
Yeah, early 30s white man.
So it really could go anyway.
Yeah, area code, Southern California.
What's his sign?
That is a good question. Oh, and this man's sign who ghosted me, an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And
we don't know anything about his birth chart, despite me begging for birth time.
All right, but like,
so we don't
now
know
irrelevant, truly irrelevant.
Well, yeah,
but Aquaria, I have a lot of Aquarius friends, but kind of like across the board, all my Aquarius friends drive me crazy for the same reasons.
Yes,
and like honestly, as an Earth sign with some like anxious attachment, like air signs really stress me out.
I don't know that you should date an Aquarius.
Exactly. Like, I feel like Aquarii are like helium balloons that I'm just like trying to like grab. I'm trying to grab the string and like pull them down to earth. And I'm just like so afraid that they're going to be blown away in the wind away from me. And so I didn't need this Aquarius moment.
No. But we don't know what this new person's sign is.
No. And he's a children's therapist / bartender.
Okay.
Which I like.
Whoa.
Kind of fun.
Kind of opposite job.
Yeah.
He's a children's he's a children's bartender. Let's call him that, the child bartender.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. Well, I'm excited to hear next week about how your date with the child bartender goes.
Yeah. He's a child who works in a bar.
He's a child.
Or a bartender for children.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
And we'll never tell.
So we'll see how that goes, and I'll get his sign for sure.
Please, get his whole birth chart.
I'll do what I can.
Come on.
Come on. We're meeting for dinner and drinks tonight.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
What's up with you, Venus-wise?
Venus-wise. Well, nothing too crazy. It's pretty much same old with me and Joe. But it is an interesting time because we've been together for over 5 years now, and we are gonna get married. We're gonna have a wedding. We've already are loosely probably February 2027. So 2 years from now, which is soon-ish.
You're not even engaged.
No, well, exactly. So that's kind of, I'm like, oh, I'm in this weird zone. Normally I know everything that's going on in my relationship, and I'm very in control of it, and that's, for better or for worse, because we're in a partnership and we live together, there's a lot of things that you as a single person don't have, the
Go on.
just the security generally that what's gonna happen. Sorry for calling you out, but I'm in a little bit of a, I've kind of got a little bit of a fun insecurity, because I know that a proposal is coming at some point in the next, I don't know. I've picked out a ring. I sent the link. I don't even know if he's bought it. I know nothing. It's kind of thrilling, because I'm like, wait a second. At any moment, I could turn into a fiance.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I'm just a girlfriend. And then at the drop of a hat, I could be a fiance?
That is so wild.
Isn't that weird?
To use French to describe you?
Exactly.
So
that's just kind of what's going. I'm just kind of interesting.
Do you have any predictions about based on what the stars are doing when it could happen?
Wow, no. But
Look into it. I want to hear.
I'll look into it. Yeah.
That could be fun.
I don't know if Joe's paying enough attention to what the stars are doing.
But if the stars are ruling him,
then he doesn't matter. You don't have free will. None of us have free will.
And he's a Gemini.
Yes. So he could do it
really kind of at
any time. Yeah, we'll never know. You'll know. I feel confident that you are gonna know.
I feel like,
yeah, I feel like you
already
know. It's crazy.
Should we get into some? So we had someone write into our email. Thank you.
Thank you, email. We had an anonymous person write in, and I'm just gonna read the email.
Read what they wrote.
Okay, anonymous says, I have been friends with someone for a couple of years. I'm a Cap. Shout out Capricorn. They're a Leo. A sort of non-insignificant part of our initial friendship was filled with this person confiding in me about their insecurities in regards to our mutual friends and our friends' wider friend group. One of the important things this person said to me was about how they were frustrated when they felt a friendship had ended with no closure and when they felt they'd been ghosted. All of this to say, they're now ghosting me. Ugh. And honestly, I'm feeling very frustrated with it. All this talk about how disappointing those situations are, and this person is now doing it. I've invited them to a number of activities and events, All invites and texts have gone completely unanswered, not even acknowledged.
Whoa.
For a while, I was concerned they had had something really bad happen to them. Like
That's
a
generous.
Thai prison.
Like being in a Thai prison.
Yeah, you're being generous. But they've been actively reposting things on TikTok. So the good news is they're at least alive. I don't know if that's good news.
Yeah, not good.
But I'm struggling to decide if I should keep trying to leave the door open for this friendship or shut it down. It feels like giving up, and I'm not a huge fan of feeling like I'm quitting something.
Cap. Shout out Cap.
But also, to what end? My own peace and self-worth.
Right.
Any advice is welcome and encouraged.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry this is happening to you.
Yeah.
You were so generous to think that they might be in a Thai prison.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not unlike what I just like kind of, I mean, friendship breakups are different.
Yeah.
But like I think like my approach to this is like
Block them.
block them.
They're dead to you.
like
You have done so much. You've done more than enough to try to welcome and invite them
Yes.
back into your life.
and I've been there.
Yes.
Be like not wanting to give up and be like, maybe this person's going through a hard time. I'm going to keep putting out that kernel. Keep putting it out there.
Mhm.
But then you keep noticing that it's not reciprocated.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, to what end? Like, what's the point? What is the value of this friendship actually?
Like, are you just keeping them around so you can have a bad friend who complains to you all the time about their stuff? And like, because what I was reading in that was not like, oh, they were a good friend to you and they were supportive and there for you. It sounded like they were just kind of using you as their sounding board, and then
Very
they
self-centered.
just dropped you when they didn't need you anymore, which is so ugly.
It's ugly and like hypocritical. And,
Yeah.
and I know like you want to be like, well, that's not fair. And they should know how unfair that is because they're a
Yes.
hypocrite. But like, it will be lost on them.
Yeah.
And they're not worth that energy from you, honestly.
Mm-mm, they're not worth it.
And friendship breakups are really hard, but like Brooke said, it did not sound like they were a very good friend to you. And I'm sorry that they weren't.
Yeah.
But like freeing yourself of the responsibility or like that feeling that it is your burden to like reignite this friendship, free yourself. Block them, because like
Block them. Yeah.
also like what you don't ever have to worry if and when they'll respond to the invite because
They're blocked.
they're blocked.
Delete them on TikTok.
Yeah.
Block their phone number.
You don't need to be seeing what they're doing, period.
You're not their friend anymore. They've made that very clear,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry that they made it clear in this way by being like a coward.
Mm-hmm.
Not very Leo of them, actually.
Or maybe not even a coward, just like a
Late.
uncaring person.
Yeah. Yuck.
They didn't care about you. Sorry. I'm sorry.
We care about you.
Yeah.
We love you, and we want best for you, and that is not having this person around and then saving your energy for people who do fill you up and fill up your cup and respond to your texts and come to your parties.
Which is like bare fucking minimum
Yeah.
for a friend.
And guess what? There are a lot of people who will show up for you.
Yeah.
And there are more who won't. And those are the people that don't deserve your time and don't get to bask in the glory that is your love.
And it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to move on from people.
Yes.
It really, really is. I'm like so many of my friendships have like changed
Yeah.
throughout my whole life.
People come into your lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
And
they say.
maybe the reason for this person was to like help you realize your own self-worth as a friend and like implement some boundaries. Yuck.
Yuck. Great answer. It was a horrible handshake.
I
can't-
have really short arms,
and
famously.
I can't reach around the mic. So stupid.
Yeah, we're really aligned on that.
Yeah, I feel good. I
I
feel
feel really
great
good.
about that answer. I hope you do. I hope you get something out of it. I hope that you block them the second you listen to this.
Yeah, and it's kind of like really actionable, easy advice. Like
Yeah.
it's not like having a tough conversation. No,
Just
don't.
kill them.
Kill them
Metaphorically.
That's what we call it when like you have to break up with someone. We call
Kill
it killing them.
Yeah.
Knife emoji.
Knife. Get your stab on, you know?
Metaphorically. Do
Metaphorically.
not kill them.
Do not track them down and kill them. That is not the advice.
Not literally. That
But
is not.
metaphorically.
But metaphorically, it is the advice.
Tie cement to their feet and throw them into the river, you know?
In your mind.
In your mind. I think that's all we have for this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it?
Honestly,
Flew by.
love.
Kind of flew by.
We kind of ate. Yum.
Yum yum.
Okay, well, okay. So if you have a question, you need advice, DM us at Super Sister Signs on Instagram or email us like this anonymous friend, supersistersigns@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We will read it.
We will.
And we will answer your question.
We will. I promise you. Bye,
Bye, Star Babies.